Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Chicago White Sox March to October, and we're doing things a little bit differently this time. We're starting right in on the action here. Going up against Seattle today, high scoring game 8-7. We got to hang on to the lead here with 2 on and nobody out. This time it was Lance Lynn getting rocked. 6 earned, 7 runs total allowed in 5 1/3 innings. But that's kind of been the story for us this year, is our starting pitching has been like our one weakness, and it's really been our offense keeping us out in front of games, and then the bullpen not allowing many more runs after the starters do their thing. And that's our double play. Perfect, dude. That could not have gone better. A failed sack, bunt, and then a double play. 2 batters to get 3 outs, and now we can just coast to the win. Hendricks can get the save. I guess I shouldn't just assume Hendricks can get the save here today, because we have done it a few times now where our offense has just gone off and then we end up turning it into a blowout from a 1 or 2 run game. Zach Collins is having another good game, and I think as he was stepping up to the plate, it said his OPS was like 1100. Oh, it just froze me. I feel like I've been doing that too much though. I've been hitting well the last few episodes, but I've also taken some called strike 3s right down the middle, and that was probably a pitch I could have done a little bit more with. Sheets, 3 for 3. Couple of those at bats had to be against this lefty if he's got 80 pitches. Actually, hang on. He must really be a long reliever for them. Yeah, he's gone 4 innings. Logan Gilbert had a rough outing, and then Sheffield came in. He's done pretty well. 3 singles and a walk though for Sheets. 4 singles and a walk. That's a pretty good swing for that to be a weak grounder, but I guess Moncada's not the best against lefties, especially with the power. That would have been nice though. That would have been nice for that to be a base hit. Because I feel like I've made it clear how I feel about getting the save with a 1-run lead versus a 2-run lead or more. It's very different. 1-run leads are stressful. 1 mistake and it's a tie game. And that was interesting on Hendricks, on his stats there. Righties are batting like 300 against him, but lefties can't touch him. Okay. Alright, we're good. That's just a strike. Oh, dude, come on. Chase a pitch. I've made 3 incredible breaking ball pitches this count, and we'll take it. All right, no more complaining. We struck him out anyway. We're going to get him on this. I can feel it. Yeah, we needed a nice curveball strike out there. And a pop-up to short. We got it. That ended up being a lot less stressful than I kind of anticipated with only a 1-run lead. Nice little win there. That should get us a little bit of momentum. It says 3. I am very confident it's only going to end up giving me 2. And I want you guys to feel free to let me know what you thought about how we started this episode, just getting right into the action like that. Because I do have some stuff that I kind of wanted to just talk about in the menus, and I didn't really feel like starting an episode. Well, hang on. What I was gonna say is I didn't really feel like starting an episode with 5 or 6 minutes just in the menus. So we would play first and then get into that. But we got a trade to pop up here, and that was a lot of what I was gonna talk about. Is I finally put some guys on the players to target screen, because at this point we're only really targeting prospects, or I guess just young players in general, because we really don't have any need for any like established guys right now. Our team's pretty full. So what I actually didn't add any pitchers, which is kind of interesting that we see our first option here as a reliever. But I added 2 young catchers, and then I think a first baseman and an outfielder. And if none of them are gonna pop up here, then I'll end up showing who those guys are gonna be when we're done here. But let's see what this first one is. We're not really giving up anybody important. I mean, why would Miami even want this deal? 3 guys that are pretty decently into their 30s here, all with D potential. This Jordan Holloway, he's got a B potential. He's a 74 already, 26 years old. Nice progression so far this year. He's having a good year this year. But I don't know, we kind of run into a similar problem, I guess, that we did with Genesis Cabrera. I still don't think that's how you pronounce his name. We already have plenty of bullpen arms. If we look at our rotation here, we are set in the bullpen. I don't want to go getting rid of Luzardo or Lopez. I'd be fine getting rid of Joe Kelly, but the guy who I'd want in his place would be Christian Javier, which now Joe Kelly's gone down another overall to a 73, so Javier is a 75. And if we had enough control where I could make this trade and then Holloway would just go to the minors, stay there for another year, this would be a perfect trade. But I don't want to run the risk. Well, I shouldn't even say it's a risk. The only risk would be if the game sends down Lopez instead of Joe Kelly. If I were to trade for him and they just send down or get rid of Joe Kelly and we have Jordan Holloway instead of Christian Javier, that's still a fine scenario. I'm just worried that the game is gonna default to sending down Reynaldo Lopez, and I don't not want him on the big league team right now. He's way too good. Look at him. All right, well, what else do we got here? Maybe we just have a better trade anyway. The Yankees, Johnny Lasagna. Man. Oh, and he's having a season too. Not as many strikeouts as I'd expect, but a very low ERA. We'd have him under control for another year after this one. A potential 28. He still has a little bit of room to develop. All right, what about the Twins? Who do they want to give up? Kevin Kiermaier. Okay, we don't even have to look at this one. There's only two things that are preventing me from pulling the trigger on this trade here. The first is I just don't completely trust the game to send down Joe Kelly instead of Reynaldo Lopez, and I'm just worried the game is gonna send down Lopez instead of Joe Kelly. Which I guess even then, I mean, I know Lopez is pitching so well, but even then, if it comes down to Johnny Lasagna versus Reynaldo Lopez, I guess Loaizaga is probably better to have on the team. The second thing holding me back is, do I want to save Friedel and Rutherford? I guess has some trade value. Do I want to save them for a different trade that I want to make, like what I put in my players to target screen, which was catcher, first base, or outfield? I don't know, man. I feel like the more I sit here staring at this is such an obvious trade to accept. He does have outlier. I didn't even realize that. I feel like this is just such an, I gotta do it. It's just such an obvious good trade. I have to take this trade. We gotta do it. It's gonna make our bullpen even better. Our bullpen might even be our biggest strength of the year, including our offense. It will just strengthen it a little bit more, hopefully by sending down Joe Kelly instead of Lopez, but either way, still be an improvement. Probably, hopefully. I mean, I guess now that I think about it, the Yankees probably are contenders, so I don't really know how this makes sense from their standpoint, unless I just don't know their record and the standings. But I don't care if it makes sense for them. It popped up for me. I'm not in this for realism. I'm in this to win. So let's do it. Acquire relief pitcher Jay Lasagna from New York Yankees. We got him. See ya, Friedel. Your sacrifice was a noble one. We're taking on the Angels, but that can wait. What? It sent down Luzardo. What? But he was a 74. So now I'm curious. What was their season looking like? What were the Yankees doing tonight? They're bad. Oh, because they lost Judge. But now, even after that whole trade thing took up so much time, I guess I'll change this so we don't get we probably don't need any more relief pitching this year. But I finally, like I said, set up my players to target screen, and here it is. 2 catchers, first base and right field. And I'm trying to keep it realistic to what we can actually get based on who we can trade away. And now that, getting rid of Friedel, that kind of limits us even more. But like, even for just the Jays themselves, Moreno would have been a much better prospect to go after, but a year younger and overall better and A potential versus B. Seems more realistic that we'd end up with Kirk, especially since they consider him as the odd one out and have him down in AAA. And then the other catcher, I found this Joe Mack guy, and he would have to develop for a little while. We'd have to have Zach Collins be like our main guy for a couple years. But B potential, he's already a 72 and only 20 years old. He's got good fielding already, so he's just got to work on the hitting. As far as these other 2 guys, I don't know. They're kind of just more with depth in mind. Both Tolia and Kjerstad here, they're both kind of in the same spot. high 60s, or I guess mid to high 60s overall. 24 years old, B potential. Tolia is a switch hitter. He's had some good progression so far this year, so is Kjerstad. It's kind of funny though, like looking at their overall skill sets. Tolia seems like he should be the right fielder, and Kjerstad seems like he should be the first baseman. We got another game against the Angels here, and the Angels should be scared because they know what happened the last time that we were losing in the late game stages against them. What do we got here? Loop is pitching with Turner at the plate. Uh-oh. Loop is the guy who gave up the grand slam last time. Is he gonna give it up again? We have nobody out, so barring a double play, and I guess as long as he's playing today, which he is, Luis Robert will get an at-bat against Loop again. Or we can hit into that double play that I was talking about. How fun is that? Two guys with over 90 speed getting doubled up. Larry, that's getting up the middle. So we are going to get Luis Robert up to the plate with Loop on the mound. Oh, he did it again! No way! Luis Robert is the owner of Aaron Loop. Another go-ahead home run from Luis Robert off of Aaron Loop. I took another strike three. Yeah, that's turning into a bit of a problem. Out of nowhere, kind of. But hey, we did our damage. We can afford to pitch around him a little bit too, because there's still a little bit of time before Trout would come up, and we can get him chasing. He chased the slider though. Perfect. I think he swung at 3 balls that at bat. You could not pitch around a guy better than that. Come on, Vaughn. Big play. Nice jump. Nice read. Weak grounder, Sano, you got this. Hendricks will beat him there. Nice little game there. Come from behind win. Luis Robert doing it again. I think we got to give a little bit of credit actually to Leury also, because if he doesn't get that base hit, we don't bring Luis Robert up to the plate against the lefty that inning. We got a lot of momentum now to pick up some wins against the Diamondbacks. No, we're going to lose a game to them. Oh my gosh, another one already? I did mean to mention about this guy here, Forrest Martins. But imagine getting a TJ Friedl style fast track with this guy. If we could turn him into a B potential at 23 years old, then with the fast track, he'd be going up to like a 70, 71-ish. But this first trade anyway doesn't really look like anything I'd do. We already have our utility guys, so there's really no need for McKinstry. The Orioles, they want to give up Santander. Santander's a nice player, but I don't know. I feel like there's not really much of a point. And then Tampa Bay. Yeah, I'm not going to do that one. Giving up Adolfo and Javier. If Josh Lowe was either a little bit younger or a little bit higher of an overall, then that'd probably be a really good trade, but yeah, there's not much of a need here. But yeah, I think we can pretty easily decline all these trades here. And we'll keep simming. Oh, here we go. I'm not going to lie to you guys, though. It's going to take a minor miracle to get him to any point of being a viable option for the future. But if we can raise his potential a bit, get him up to around a 70, 25 years old isn't too old, and there's no reason to decline a fast track, so we'll proceed. I have been using the future stars Yoelqui Cespedes in Diamond Dynasty, and I hit pretty well with him. So assuming that he has the same stance, same swing, all that on this version of him, I feel pretty good about this fast track here. And we're facing a lefty, I think. Yeah, and he's not a very good looking lefty.
Welcome to a special game for us down in the minor leagues, checking on some futures. And we're not alone, Singy. Some folks from the team's front office are here to check out a player they're considering for a call-up.
Boog, I think it'd be aggressive to move him up to the majors, but, we've seen so many young players over the years make huge impacts, and they think he could be a key contributor at the big league level at some point, and probably sooner than anyone expected. Now, he's just going to have to focus on this game. You don't want to get too worked up and let all the extra eyeballs take you out of your approach.
I never really thought about it until now as being necessary, but it would be kind of cool if they had like an alternate broadcast team for minor league games. I feel like that would almost be more immersive to have a lesser known crew doing like any minor league games you play. I don't know, maybe just a thought. Alright, 3 straight balls after the first pitch strike. Or we can take ball 4, that works. All right, at bat number 2, we're up 2-0. Oh, there we go. That works. 1 for 1 on the day with a walk. That alone could secure us an upgrade. All right, right into it, bat 3, and we have bases loaded, 2 outs. I feel like this situation might have been a bit manufactured by the game. There we go. Man, I just cannot put the PCI on that fastball in that spot. But we drove into it, looks like. 2 for 2 now. We can't hit anything hard, so we're probably only going to get that contact boost like you always get. Ah, I didn't need to swing at that. But it won't be 2. It's not going to be any. Is that going to be a hit? It is a hit. No way. Oh, we won't be making the last out. I probably could have thrown him out. We'll still throw him out. That counts as an assist. And that will end the game. So we go 3 for 3, apparently, with a walk. That should be a pretty solid upgrade for Cespedes. And there we go. We get our plus for a 3-hit game. We also get a little bit of momentum. And I don't know, man. A perfect day at the plate. That should probably be a +6 for Cespedes, hopefully. Add that little bit of momentum. Let's see what happens here with the simming. If any, you know, it might just go into a call-up shot here. Yeah, okay. His potential goes up. I think his power went up a little bit more than usual. It's still, I don't know, I feel like it's weird to see this game consider Yoelki is a guy with such low power. But he is turning into a pretty solid contact fielding, I guess, somewhat speedy guy. I'm not going to call him up yet. Obviously, there's not a realistic spot for him, even if he turns into a 74, 75 overall. But again, like Friedel, this is a nice little boost for him, and it actually gives him potential. Because like up until this point, I was kind of disappointed in the game that they didn't recognize Cespedes as that strong of a prospect. And until this fast track, I don't think I would have considered him as having a shot ever at making our big league team. But now he does. I do plan on holding him on our roster more than I planned on holding on to TJ Friedel. And we pick up a sweep against Kansas City. Now we got the Orioles, and I think that's where I'm going to call this episode. I think we've had a pretty strong one here today. But guys, as always, make sure you leave a like on this one for me if you enjoyed it. Again, feel free to let me know what you thought about the beginning of this episode if you want me to just keep starting right in on the action. I feel like that could be kind of fun. But make sure if you're not already subscribed to the channel that you go ahead and do that for me. It'd be very well appreciated. But for now, that does it. Thank you guys all for stopping by today, and I will see you next time.